The Baramati Airport, or the airstrip in Baramati, is an extremely rudimentary airport. If you can see, this is one edge of the runway and this is one of the approaches. The other approach is of course from the other side. Like in any runway, there are always two approaches, the two ends of the runway. But if you look at the runway even through the naked eyes, you can see it's a very, very rudimentary airport in the sense there are runway markings of course, but beyond that there are no puppy lights, there are no other navigational aids that a pilot would have, say at an airport like Pune or an airport like Mumbai or any other airport which is more advanced in terms of navigational aids. Now, an ILS of course is out of the question. An instrument landing system is not there at an airport like this. But even then, there are more navigational aids that often help a pilot land in poor visibility. Unfortunately, all of that is not available at this airport. Yet, there was an attempt to land by the pilot. Now, we again are not looking into what the situation was. All of that is something that's a matter of proof, but there was a visibility issue because that's something the pilot had flagged in the first attempt, and that was to say that he couldn't spot the runway. Now, in a runway like this, where there are no puppy lights, now what are puppy lights? Well, puppy lights are lights that allow the plane to land smoothly even in poor visibility. Now, when there are no puppy lights, like you see at the end of the runway, which it means that this is largely a visual landing. So the pilot has to spot the runway, he has to line up the plane with the visual reference that he has of the runway, and then smoothly touch down at along the markings, after the markings, the runway markings that you see, the runway edge markings. So these are very, very rudimentary runways. Apart from that, even the air traffic control here is not manned by the regular ATC controllers that you have in functional airports across the country. Here, the air traffic control is also manned by the pilots training organizations that function out of this airstrip. So, in that sense, again, the ATC is also a very rudimentary one. In fact, it would suffice to say that it's just there to aid these training flights and also flights that are making a landing at this airport. But, to sum it up, as you see even from the runway behind me, it is a very rudimentary setup, something that perhaps does compromise on safety when there are visibility issues. If there are no visibility issues, then of course a pilot can land even with visual reference. But if there are visibility issues, then landing on an airstrip like this might become a challenge, which many suspect was the case, at least in this incident. With camera person Prahlad Shinde from outside the Baramati airstrip, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.